Welcome back to Computer Science. This is week 14. Really close to the end of the semester, I guess. That's what that must mean anyway. Yesterday I took quiz number 4, and so I've got actually lecture work that's due tomorrow, which is slightly unfortunate because I only have one day to do it, so I've got to go and get to it. So hopefully it's not too big of a lecture, but I'm going to jump in and I'll be back to recall what I learned in a little bit. All right, I ripped through quite a lot actually there. It was a good session. I think I'll be able to finish in one more session. Possibly. What was the first section? This lecture 25 is about list sorting and dictionaries. So this first unit was on list sorting. So two ways to do list sorting: the sort method and the sorted function. Sort method and sorted function do the same thing, but the only difference is that the sort list method modifies the list, whereas sorted function returns a new list. Okay. So they both can take two different optional arguments. First, key arguments. Key argument essentially is key equals argument, or key equals function. The key argument takes any function and applies it to the element, each element before comparison. It doesn't actually change the element, but it just for comparison's sake. So you could say key equals str string dot lower, and now it's going to lowercase all the words essentially in a list before comparing them, but it will the list will ultimately have the capitalization that was in the list before the sort, but it will be sorted. It will take any function. When comparing numbers, just the sort and sorted functions generally, they sort elements from lowest to highest, and they evaluate basically if it's letters or numbers. If it's letters, they evaluate to ASCII/Unicode values. Numbers are just number values, and they compare them. List or containers, it's one element at a time essentially. And the second optional argument is reverse. So you can say reverse equals true, and then that will sort the list from highest to lowest, or greatest to smallest. I think that's most of it from that lecture or unit. The next unit is on dictionaries. Just again, big picture: dict object, container, key value pairs, mutable, maintain order, and a way to check if a key is within the dictionaries. You can say key in my dict, and that'll evaluate to, I believe, true or false. Some ways to create a dict object, or type, object. You can put key value pairs around braces, curly braces. You can use like dictionary comprehension, though that's not covered in this textbook. And you can basically you can use the dict function, built-in function, that will take key word arguments or a list of tuples. A list of 2-element tuple, I would assume, so it's key value. All right, what do we got? Sorting list, dictionaries. All right. Sort and sorted, good. Key arguments, optional arguments. Before comparison, can use any function. Okay, reverse argument. Search from highest to lowest. if reverse equals true, optional argument for both sort and sort, okay? Looks like sorting list was good. Dictionaries. All right. All right, that's good for right now. I'll be back later to hopefully wrap up that lectures. Talk to you in a bit. All right, I'm back for more computer science. Earlier we were doing learning about hold on. We were learning about list sorting, sorted, key arguments, reverse argument, and then dictionaries. So I'm going to jump back in, continue learning, go back to recall what I learned a little bit. All right, so I finished up lecture 25, that last unit. Well, I finished the unit on just dictionary overview, then I started and finished the next unit, which is on dictionary methods. So there's 4 dictionary methods that were really looked at. .get, key, comma, default will return you the value associated with that key, but if the key is not in the dictionary, I will return the value of default. Dictionary, like dictionary.get. No, I just said dictionary.get. Dictionary.clear will empty a dictionary, clear all the entries. Dictionary1.update dictionary2 will merge dictionary1 and dictionary2. And if any keys are in both, then the keys or the entries associated with those keys in dictionary1 will be overwritten by the entries associated with those keys in dictionary2. And then .pop, so dictionary.pop, key, comma, default will eliminate and return the key, but if the key is not in the dictionary again, it will return default. So when we're doing things like clear, pop, and any of this really in-place modifications of dictionaries, it's important to remember that any variables that are basically referencing a specific entry, key, or value, or both, will also be modified. But also note that if you do .pop and it removes the key, that only removes the key. Actually, the references to the values are still existent, interestingly. So, all right. .clear, .get, .update, .pop. Modification entry in dict will also alter any other variables that reference that specific entry. Removing a key doesn't get rid of shared reference to the value, only the key. All right, that's it then for lecture 25 and today, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. See you.